Hello there everybody, and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays. We are back in Ancestors, and our hominid over here has finally had something to drink. We've been attacked by another Machairodus off screen, and actually now called Machairodus, but we still need something to eat, so might as well jump up in this palm over here and grab something new. This, of course, judging by the fact that it's based on a palm, or is growing on a palm, this is a date. They call it Dactylifera, which I believe is just Latin for date. This is going to be nice and edible, lots of food up in the tree here for us. Of course, I call it a tree, but a palm isn't a true tree, which is very, very strange. I mean, it's tall and grows upright, and you'd think it's a tree then. But true trees, like this big one growing over there, have got woody stems, whereas the palms over here and grasses like bamboo and stuff like that, they all have fibrous stems. So not stems made out of wood consisting of lignin. Instead, they are very, very different in their structure. Just checking, these are only our hominids here, no predators around. But in essence, not a true tree. Now, a tree as a growth form of a plant is actually very weird in the fact that it doesn't have, there's no common ancestor for a tree growth form. Now, if you think of these hominids, for example, all the different hominids would have come from a specific ancestor, which would they have split into these different groups or different species. But the tree growth form, like, palms, which look like trees, but in the actual true trees, like we've got that, I think that's the mango again, the kasturi mango, I think is up in that tree, and the things like marulas that we're going to encounter later, and the kapok trees, the big ones, they all evolved in different plant families a number of different times, which is very weird. They don't have a common ancestor. Now we've got in our hands here another fruit, a new one to us. So as we're heading into the woodland here, this would be an African drupe, they call it here. I think it's Drupa africae or Africae drupa. Afra drupa, that's what they call it. Again, the Latinization here, not 100%. It would have, if you have to call it something, it would be Drupa africana or Drupa africae. A drupa isn't a genus of plant. Instead, that is actually just a type of fruit. A drupe consisting, like coconuts actually, being drupes. We've got coconuts up in the tree here as well. Coconuts consisting, or drupes consisting of a soft, fleshy outside. So if we look at this, and we actually eat this, notice it's got a nice fleshy bit there that we are eating, a soft skin on the outside, and then there should be one hard seed in the center, which this one actually doesn't have. This isn't a true drupe. This would be closer to an apple, some of those other fleshy fruits. And I'll have the name for the correct term for those types of fruits down below. I cannot remember it at this point in time. It is 3 in the morning as I am recording this, because our country, South Africa here, the power supplier is being relatively useless and switching off our powers at the most stupid times possible. Today, for example, we will be off for 8 hours of the day, so that's going to be the majority of our daylight hours. We will be without power. So, think of those of us that are trying to work and are trying to make videos in between the times, or in the times that we actually do have power available, which isn't a lot of the time. So, let us think where we are going next. Let's actually find a nice big tree to go and look where we are going. Okay, so there is actually a spot for us to go to right over there, and then that will be quite good. We can just go and explore that little spot there. Quite a nice area that we are currently in. There is a meteorite way up at the top there, and a meteorite has also fallen down by the lakeside down below. So I think we are going to go visit this spot here and then have a look which one is closest, the one at the top there or the one down at the bottom. And then in doing that, we get our genetic mutations for all the babies that don't have genetic mutations. And we will then also, when we skip a generation, be able to reinforce 12 points. So 12 neuronal pathways, which are going to be very useful going forward. So, of course, on the way to our spot there is also a Machairodus over there, or Machairodus. In this game, it is called Machairodus, although, of course, the name has actually changed to Machairodus. Amphi meaning both, like amphibian, being both on land and in the water. In this case, Machairodus means, I think it means basically both dagger-like teeth. I think Machairodus means dagger teeth. So this is a cat with both teeth being like daggers. So this one is actually a melanistic one. So this is the black Machairodus, and melanism being the overproduction of the melanin pigment, which gives it that black coloration. Now, in cats alive today, we do see this in both jaguars and in leopards. It's not very common, of course. In some areas, it is actually more common than others. For example, in parts of Asia and also in some parts of Africa, in the dense rainforests, melanism is actually quite common because in the dark jungles, it does confer an advantage to the leopard or the jaguar to actually be black in color. And that's what we call a black panther. It's either a leopard or a jaguar that is black in color. Now, in this case, it would, of course, also be a melanistic individual because we have got Machairodus giganteus or Machairodus giganteus in this game, which is the normal, the golden one. We have got the melanistic one over here, the black Machairodus, and then we also have the white Machairodus, which is most likely leucism, which we'll talk about whenever we see a white Machairodus. So for now, we have seen this amazing specimen over here. Let's go stab him with a stick, with a pointy stick. Hello there, Kiri. Goodbye, Kiri. Now go away. Right, so always, speak softly, or well, in this case, scream loudly and carry a big stick. So let's make another stick. Not going to be amazing, it's not a sharpened stick, but we have got a stick nonetheless. Okay, now let's just check where that Machairodus has gone to. Just so we are not snuck up on. That'll be him way over there. Okay, so he seems to have gone away. Let us then, in that case, discover the spot that we are currently at. This is the orchard in the woodland, so we are officially out of the jungle. We are out of the dense jungle. And we have made it to the woodland with the orchard. The orchard being an area that's really great if you're looking for food, because lots of different fruit trees and fruit berries and stuff like that, berry bushes and so occur in this area. Okay, so this is actually a great spot if you're just looking for food. Speaking of which, let's just eat another little drupe over here. The leaves of this plant here, of this drupe in particular, is very similar to delicious monster. Monstera deliciosa, a very original scientific name, which literally just means delicious monster. So, yeah. Now, delicious monster, however, does contain calcium oxalate crystals, which are needle-like and actually do inflame the mucous membranes in your throat and in your mouth and so on. They're not the best eating if you don't know how to prepare it or haven't prepared it properly. But I think the plant over here, the delicious monster, just gives it this tropical look, and I guess that is what the developers were going for. Let's just head up into this tree, take a quick look around. We are under attack. Someone is bleeding. Okay, so it's this elder that is bleeding. We just need something to stop the bleeding. And in that tree, we have got the kapok fiber, which at this point in time, being close to it, that's probably what we have to go for. So let's head up there. We'll be back in a moment. Okay, crisis averted. The hominid is no longer bleeding. The elder is no longer bleeding. And we are being attacked by the golden Machairodus. Oh, it's a white Machairodus. Okay, so that being a leucistic individual, was just mentioning it. So this little bugger is trying to sneak up on us. We'll not allow that. We are carrying a big stick. So whenever it comes around, we are just going to stab him again. I just want to remove danger from the area. So let's just again stab the melanistic Machairodus, the black Machairodus. And in that clip, in that one point, you could see the spots of the Machairodus as well. So the golden Machairodus would have the... we're under attack again. Maybe the white Machairodus that's in the area again. But the black Machairodus, underneath the darker coat, it would still have some of the spots present, which is what you find with black leopards and black jaguars as well. They do still have their spots present under it, under the darker coat. So it's still, you know, you can see the darker spots there as well. So there is the black Machairodus. Let's just remove him from the area. Still not dead. So let's just go and stab him again. Now the Machairodus is actually run away quite a distance. We are going after him, and this is what gave what gives man its advantage. If we are left out in the wild, we are marathon sprinters. We can go very long distances after our prey, and basically just wait for them to tire and eventually basically just die, and we just walk up to them and stab them a little bit more. Now, of course, I am not a marathon runner at all. I would not be able to. We're basically almost got him. He's limping. But in essence, you know, man has got an amazing endurance, which more than any of these carnivores. Many carnivores are kind of short distance sprinters. So he's really running away. And we're just going to go finish him off. So most carnivores, as I said, basically short distance sprinters. They're more ambush predators. Amazing, miraculously, he has no sticks in him as he kills that Machairodus. But he has got his sticks in him again, and stabby stabby. Still not dead. Okay, you've got a stick. Give me your stick. Oh, he kills another one. Amazing. Notice the spots on the coat as well. Just find out where is he at the moment. Is that him? No, that is the green mamba. That's a piggy. There he is. Again. Yes. Our hominids are not very happy with life. I think just one more stab. No, still not. Ooh, hello there. If we look right over here, this is something new. This would be a giant or African giant snail. Yeah, so this species here in particular, the Lysicatina fullica, is a highly invasive species across the world. Now, the hominid over here, he is eating it. I would not suggest eating it, especially not cooked. Because, yay. Leave my hominids alone, you white Machairodus. So this is the one that will be the ghost cat. Yes, so in the game, whenever you have skipped a generation, there is a ghost one, a ghost Machairodus basically, that pops up, attacks you, and then runs away, and you can't find him again. And can't go and attack him easily again. Until he comes at you again next time you have slept. So one of our elders again has gotten hurt. And so unfortunately that particular Machairodus has now hurt one of our elders again. It's not the same one that was hurt earlier. Oh, there we go. We can actually just grab some horsetail here. And chop the leaves and just apply that to stop the bleeding on this individual. And then we'll go carry on with our Machairodus hunt with Nog, our hominid of choice. We've actually lost the black Machairodus. He is gone. So let's head up the cliff face here, find a nice little spot up there, And we are just going to take a nap because it is 3:30 in the morning. Well, both in real life and in this game. And let's let our hominids rest a bit before we carry on. We are most likely, here we go, it's quite tired. We're most likely going to be attacked by the Machairodus, the ghost cat as well, in particular, when we wake up again. But you know what, we are just going to have to risk the biscuit. Oh, hello, here you are. And he has attacked one of our hominids again. Oh, it's the elders. The elders are being pretty pointless at this point in time. But this is actually the spot where I killed the first Machairodus, the one that was killed off screen. I actually killed it right over here in these rocks, if I'm not mistaken. Or near it at least. I'm not sure whether the carcass is still around. The carcass doesn't seem to be around, but you can see the bone lying over here from the one that I killed. And look who's back for more! Finally! At the spot where I killed my first Machairodus in this game, well, in this playthrough, we have now also killed that black Machairodus, which has really just been messing with us. So yay! Finally gotten rid of him. Okay, and we were actually just busy drinking water because our hominids are almost dead of dying of thirst and of hunger. And then he just casually strolled over as if he owns the place, which he doesn't. Nobody owns nature. Right, so there we have it, folks. We have killed the black Machairodus. Now, as I've mentioned, melanism, like we have in this black Machairodus over here, would then be due to an overproduction of melanin. Leucism is basically the exact opposite of that, which is the underproduction of melanin. So the black pigment that gives, things like this, its dark color. Now, albinism overall is the absence of any pigments whatsoever, not just melanin like we have present in the Machairodus, the white Machairodus having a whiter appearance. Now, of course, the reason it's called Machairodus, as I've mentioned, is it basically means dagger teeth. And that is due to the dagger-like, there we go, we have a good shot over there, the dagger-like canines that the Machairodus over there has. Now, this is characteristic of a lot of different groups of animals, the Machairodontinae, the family to which the Machairodus over here, or Amphimachairodus over here belongs, and also the group to which Smilodon and the other big saber-toothed cats belong. Not saber-toothed tigers, they're not tigers at all, they are saber-toothed cats, to which they belong, are basically the same family here, characteristic of that family. There's also another one called Deinosuchus, which is actually, I think in many cases, a better fit for this game. It occurred in the same time period as this game occurs or takes place, and it also occurred in Africa. Deinosuchus meaning terrible cat, because it was believed that it did prey on early humanids or hominids. So on the hominids that we've got in this game as well. Right, now we have to decide which way to go. Either down to the lake, to the spot over there, to the meteorite over there, or up. So I think, when in doubt, go up. So let's head up the mountainside. Going to be a very, very long trek. And it is going to be quite challenging. Lots of danger on the way there. We do need a nice rock to sharpen our sticks again with. There we go, another basalt chopper. And a nice sharp stick. It's good to have a stick. It's better to have a sharpened stick. Especially if you can use it to stab that ghost cat with. Always attacking the elders. I think, I'm starting to think that the Machairodus in this game really are... They follow some kind of rule, that if there is an unguarded elder, you attack them. Which is, you know, what cats like that would do. They would attack the weakest individuals in the group, and clearly, those weakest individuals would be our elders. So let's again try to heal this little guy. Every time it's a different one that gets attacked. Won't find anything at the moment to actually cure the wound, so we'll just have to carry on. That one will just hopefully not die due to bleeding to death. There's some water down below, which means we may be able to find some horsetails down there. Let's just check to see whether there's any danger between us and there. Something up at the top, most likely a piggy. Oh, no, that is another black Machairodus, because, you know, of course it is. They really are making this a dangerous place to be in, with all the predators in the general area. Although we do have nice sharp sticks, we've got nice rocks to sharpen more sticks with, and use those sticks to stab anything getting in our way. Have to also conquer our fear at the same time. Okay, now that we have rationalized the environment, we just have to head over here, conquer our fears, and then we can get back to stabbing Machairodus in the face. Okay, so there we go. Expanded our home range. Just check. Okay, I can't see the Machairodus anywhere, so let's get back to healing the elder. We're still looking for a nice spot to also settle. We haven't actually settled at all. But that's why we have our whole clan here with us. Once we have found a nice spot to settle, I'm again just going to have two of them joining me on the journey. Makes it so much easier because fewer hominids to be attacked by predators. We do have to cross the river over here. Okay, so another new area that we are discovering over here. Also part of the woodland. Here we have... Oh, it's part of the jungle. This is Jut Out Boulder Oasis. So this is an oasis, which is a good spot to settle. It has fresh water, it's got food, everything that we could possibly need. Of course, it's not as safe as the secret waterfall that we started, because that area you can't be attacked by any Machairodus, whereas here you can be attacked by Machairodus. So it's not as safe, but it is a good spot to potentially settle. So you know what? I think we are going to make this our new settlement. And then from here, I will just take the individuals, to the two individuals carrying the babies, and we are going to go and head out from there. So let's just put these things down. Grab some Natal grass cycads. And make a nice little bed for our hominid to sleep in. Now, making of beds is of course something we do see in many large apes as well, particularly gorillas in Africa, where they would make nests like this, consisting of leaves, not necessarily, grass cycad leaves, but they do make nests usually up in trees, because that is a safe spot to sleep in. So of course, it's a nice spot. You won't be attacked by predators. Well, not as easily at least, until humans of course arrived with guns that can reach you up in the top of the tree, but there's a nice protection against predators. Now, of course, if we make beds up on the trees over there, that would be the safest. However, the hominids, we can make it and sleep up there, but these other individuals are not as bright when it comes to that. So they struggle a bit to make the beds up in the tree and then sleep in it. So we just have to kind of sleep on the ground with them. And of course, we are under attack again. And we have killed the leucistic Machairodus. Finally, the ghost cat is dead. And that means this stalker cat is dead. So the one that spawns because we did a generational leap, that is now dead. And notice it is whiter in color than the golden Machairodus, and that is because of the absence of melanin in it as well. Now, an albino would be pure white. There wouldn't be any coloration there whatsoever. And generally also, not always, but in many cases, the albino organisms also have pinkish eyes, pink or red eyes, which this one didn't have. So white lab rats, for example, have those eerie red eyes because there's no pigment in the iris, allowing the blood vessels at the back of the eye to show, which gives them that red coloration. Okay, now not all albino animals actually have that, but many or most of them would have. But it is a nice new sunny day in Africa. And we're just about ready to head out on a little adventure. Now this is a new plant for us. This would be elderberry, Sambucus. Now I always thought, elderberry would be edible, but apparently elderberry is actually quite toxic. So we had elderberry in our garden. We planted it because it has the word berry in its name. Unfortunately, elderberry is not really good for eating. You can make elderberry wine with it, but ain't nobody got time for that, so we are not going to do that. Now the nice thing with this being an oasis is that we can settle our hominids here. This is now a good spot for them to just chill, and we can come and collect them when we are done. Okay, so we have settled. We're getting a whole bunch of evolution feats, which are going to come in useful later on. Let's just get these individuals to follow us. And then let's head out. Oh, there's a whole flock of birds coming past just as we are heading out. Okay, so a little bit of the atmosphere here as well. Nice, I like seeing birds everywhere. Right, so let's just quickly climb this tree, have a look around, see what we can see from this relatively high vantage point. Okay. For some reason I thought there was a meteorite up in the mountain here, which clearly isn't the case. We have got two down below. So there's the one way over there in the back, and there is the one down by on that island down by the lake. And I think that is where we have to head with our group over here. Our landmarks way up there. We are not going to climb to those today. We'll climb that mountain another day. But we are going to go to that spot over there. And then go down to the island, which is going to give us a nice little, well, the meteorite basically, which will then allow us to reinforce 12 neuronal pathways instead of just 6 when we take another generational leap. Let's head out and see what we encounter. Okay, we have reached the spot. Almost died in the process due to thirst, but we have made it to the lakeside. So this is the lake's swamp. So most likely wouldn't be nice drinkable water, but we're going to most likely try to drink that because our hominids are extremely thirsty. Kind of forgot to drink enough water before we left. But anyway, we also had to take a nap on the way here because our hominids decided that 6 hours of sleep is not enough. We need 27 hours of sleep, but we got about another 6, so it's okay. Now we do need to head in that direction. To the island where there is, of course, the meteorite. Now that does mean we do need to go into the swamp area here. There are most likely going to be some crocodiles down here. Hello, Froggy. Kind of chilling there. Oh, bye, Jeffrey. Jeffrey got some spring in him still. Okay, we are heading out. So the water there was perfectly fine to drink. No problems whatsoever. We are just going to get onto this log and have a nice little vantage point from which to have a look at where we are going. Okay, so we're going to that log there. Trying to stay out of the water as much as possible. Don't want to drain our energy too much. Now, the water over here would of course be home to crocodiles, as you can expect from Africa, and in fact Africa only has, I think, 4 species of crocodile, if I'm not mistaken, at the moment, whereas many other parts of the world typically have more. If you think of South America, for example, there are so many different crocodilians that occur there. Asia as well also has quite a few species of crocodilians. Whereas Africa, we've got the Nile crocodile, which is our big one, growing up to around about 6 meters, perhaps a little bit more in some cases. Where we also then have the West African slender-snouted crocodile, if I'm not mistaken, and then 2 species of subspecies of dwarf crocodile as well. Oh, and of course, when we get to the island, we have to face our fears. Now, of course, we can identify that there are crocodiles here. Yay! Also a piggy over there, which is definitely going to get eaten by the crocodiles very soon. Okay, where do we need to go to rationalize? Way over there. Oh, dearie me. That is on the other side of the lake. We will just have to go and stab this crocodile in the face while we are struggling with it. Yeah, now bugger off. As you can see, a lot of crocodiles in this area. I'm not sure whether we... No, we don't have enough members here. Oh, we killed it! Oh my word. Okay, right, there we go. We don't have enough members to actually intimidate the crocodile to go away, but there we go, finding a vulnerable spot right there in the eye. And stab it. I highly doubt that whether we would have enough, or that we would have enough force to actually kill a crocodile with a stick. They are extremely tough, and we are in a lot of danger. We're probably going to be attacked now because, yes, there we go. And we've hit it with a rock. But that is not really the best way to go about doing things. We have suffered a broken bone as a result of that. Something I really don't want to... that's something I don't want to experience again, a fractured leg. But in any case, we have a broken bone. We are just going to quickly inspect this Thorbjarnarson's crocodile. Yeah, so it's going to be... Yeah, Crocodylus... Okay, it just says Crocodylus cadaver. Cadaver being, you know, a dead, you know, body. This is most... I think it is called Crocodylus Thorbjarnarson's, or Thorbjarnarsonii, or something like along those lines. I'll have the name down below. But Thorbjarnarson's crocodile. Oh, you want some more? There. Stabby, stabby in the face. Or in the mouth, at least. Unfortunately, the only place where we can get sticks, right in the midst of the crocodiles. It's just... Well, everything is kind of going wrong. Well, we're in a lot of danger. Let's just... Yeah, spend some time getting a stick whacked. At least we have a stick. And then immediately give it away. Okay, so this is of course the reason why we came here. And we've got all 6 babies with us. So let us inspect this meteorite as well. And then all 6 babies should have genetic mutations. Oh, there we go. Finally caught the piggy. But all 6 babies should then have... oh, phew, just ripped the leg off there. Anyway, as I was trying to say before being so rudely interrupted, being even more rudely interrupted. Now bugger off. We've got important things to talk about here. All 6 babies should now have genetic mutations. And that's going to help us when we do our next evolution, our generational leap. I can hear another crocodile, a low rumbling sound, sound being characteristic of a crocodile. We are just going to go away, leave the crocodiles on the island. This is called Crocodile Island for a reason, and actually while I'm mentioning that, you probably discover it. Again, I hear the crocodile. Here he comes. Oh, you haven't had enough, eh? Oh, we are going into hysteria. Which means that our hominid is just going to run around due to low dopamine levels. Oh, there we go. Okay, he has recovered. Whenever your dopamine levels get too low, and we are just sorting that out by eating, because eating is a good thing. Whenever your dopamine levels get too low, why are they there? You kind of get panicky, like we did, and run around randomly. Just watching what this crocodile is doing. He's just focusing on us. Bugger off. Can't get to us, you little nasty one. But we can discover the island from here where we are. We are safe up in the tree. He is not a happy camper, that crocodile. Why is there a hominid in the water? Just looking for trouble. Okay, so let us head away. Oof. Let's have him focus on us. You can't get to me, you can't get to me. Now, crocodiles can jump actually quite a distance up into the air. We are a little bit too high for him though. Not as high as my students. Lecturer joke. Oh, someone's being attacked. And they stabbed him in the face. Great. Let's get out of here. But we still have 3 individuals and the babies. No point in us dying just as we got here. Sorted all of that out. Okay. All 3 of us made it out. Great stuff. Now, of course, we need to head back to our camp. Okay, so the crocodiles, though, are typical ambush hunters as well. A lot of predators really go for the ambush predator style. Because whenever the prey spots you, you technically are in danger. Because there is a chance that they are going to fight back. And predators do not want to risk don't want to risk, their lives and their survival just to get food. Now, they would rather be relatively safe, ambush their prey. Dropping down. Made all that progress just to drop down again. Okay, so let's climb up again. Hey guys, predators would rather be, ambush their prey, just chill in one spot, wait for the prey to come past, and then when they spot their prey, or when the prey get to them, they then, of course, jump out of the prey and grab them, as that crocodile did with the Machairodus, the giant warthog that it caught. That's a good strategy and used by crocodiles all over the world, from the smallest to the largest species. Not sure what the smallest species of crocodile is, whether that is Cuvier's dwarf caiman, but I know the largest is most likely the saltwater crocodile. Now, of course, everybody wants their crocodile to be the largest, and I would have loved the Nile crocodile to be the largest crocodile alive on Earth today. But it's most likely the saltwater crocodile that does take the prize. Now, of course, in history, there were some very large crocodiles as well. For example, Deinosuchus, which means, as far as I recall, terrible crocodile. So there was that one. A Sarcosuchus as well, being also a nice big crocodile. But today, with what we are left, saltwater crocodile, Nile crocodile, and then I think the American crocodile, also around about 6 meters in length. I'm not actually sure how big Thorbjarnarson's crocodile was, but most likely also around about that size. Also the black caiman, the Melanosuchus, which is the crocodile, which is a crocodilian from South America. That also being around about 6 meters in length. I think that's the largest caiman that is in existence today. Now, all of them basically ambush predators waiting by the water's edge to catch their prey. Some of these smaller crocodiles are a little bit more terrestrial than the large ones. The large ones really are mostly hunt along the water's edge, but some of these smaller species can also run quite nicely on land, so they can then catch their prey that way as well. I'm going to toss these things down. I just realized we should probably have a look and see which mutations we get when we drop the children. There we go. So we should have a whole bunch of new mutations now. Let's have a look at what these things look like. We've got one in the communication tree. We've got one in the attack tree. We've got, oh, there's a nice little one over here as well. Some dexterity as well. I was hoping for a monstrosity one over there. Mutation, but unfortunately we didn't get that. We've got this one here. Interesting. So also dexterity. And then also being able to metabolize certain nutrients as well. So this one's going to be quite useful in becoming omnivorous. We've got our 6 mutations. And we are just going to do another generational leap. And of course, to do that, we need to choose 12 points to reinforce. And I think we are going to choose 3 here for the imitation line so that we can get our hominids to quickly do what we are doing. We are going to also choose the points here in the bipedalism so that we can still walk on 2 legs. So that means that we have 6 reinforcement points left. That one allows them to dodge an attack, allows our hominids to dodge an attack. That's also extremely useful. And that allows them to defend themselves, also extremely useful. And then just some points, or 2 points into the detection of resources, either through sound or through sight. So just so that we can see further and hear sounds a little bit further. So those are the 12 points that we have now done. Notice that we've got quite a large area already developed, but there's so much more to go. And we're going to carry on with that next time. So join me next time as we head out after this generational leap and see what we can do. So if you have any suggestions on what you would like to see me do, please drop it down in the comments below. Also remember to like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Until next time, stay safe. I will see you all soon.